Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel that explains concepts in the simplest, easiest way you will ever see. So in today's video, we are going to learn about HTML elements, like what is an element and elements versus tag, root, parent and child elements, including top level elements, and empty or void HTML elements. So let's begin. So what is an HTML element? HTML elements are the basic building blocks of the HTML documents. They are like container that hold some data, the data which is used to build the website. You can picture it like a box or container, a container that holds some stuff inside it. We create these containers or elements using things called tags. So for example, here the P indicates the start of the paragraph element, then the hello world, which is the content inside the box, and P with the backslash and angle brackets is the closing tags. And this whole is what we call the HTML elements. Websites are basically a collection of these elements. That's why we call it building block of the HTML document. There are two big types, block level and inline elements. So let's break them down. You can think of block elements like a big box. They take up the full width of the page even if they don't need to. They start on a new line, like pressing enter on your keyboard. Great for structure and layout. If I talk about the example, then div, paragraph, h1, ul, ol, list items, form, header, kind of things. Now, if I talk about the inline elements, so you can think of inline elements like the small items that fit within a line, like a label or a sticker. They don't break to a new line. They only take up as much space as needed. They are used for styling or linking small parts of the content. And if you ask me example, then span, anchor tag, strong, emphasis, image, input. These are inline elements. Now we already know about what is element. Now let's talk about the nesting rule. So HTML allows elements to live inside each other. The element inside another is called the child, and the outer element, which is holding the child element, is called the parent element. And the top level element, which is like holding all the elements, are called the root element. Basically the one which is starting the family tree. But there's a rule that everyone needs to follow, a hierarchy you can say. Only a bigger element can hold smaller ones. So a division can have a paragraph inside it, but a paragraph cannot hold a division. It's too small for that. Same deal with something like paragraph and bold. A paragraph can have a bold as a child, but a bold cannot have a paragraph. Alright, so now it's a time for classic interview question. What is the difference between elements and tags? Why this is mostly asked? Because people mix up this all the time, so let's clear it up. Tags are the markers. The things with the angle brackets like opening tag or the closing tag, they're just the start and end points. Whereas the elements are the whole deal. The opening tag, the content and the closing tag together. So P, hello world, and the closing P is an element. But only P with the angle brackets or with the backslash and angle brackets are just the tags. You can say tags are the building block of HTML elements and elements are the building block of the HTML document. Okay, so now that we know something look like this is called an element, but here's a twist. Not every element needs a content or a closing tag. Some are lone wolves called void or empty elements. For example, this element pops an image on your page using the source attribute. No closing tag, no content, just the tag and its job is done. Because you have already added the path in the source file and the source file is showing you the image. It does not need any further content or the closing tag. Similar to the BR tag. This breaks a line. No need to add anything inside it because it already knows that it is used to break the line. So these are called the solo travelers that don't need the full open content close setup. They are self-content and ready to roll. Don't like my video, never subscribe it, and for God's sake don't share it to anyone. Thank you.